The Music is Life podcast has our own merch now over on tpublic.com. Click the link below in the video description. Looking for some new threads? We got t-shirts, long sleeves, hoodies, crew neck sweatshirts, tank tops, baseball tees, and also clothes for kids and onesies for your little infant metalheads. Don't want clothes but love the Java? We got you covered with coffee mugs and travel mugs. Need protection for your electronics? We've also got phone and laptop cases. We've got everything you're looking for at the tpublic.com Music is Life podcast store. Use my link below for fast service. Thanks for your support. TerraNut is proud to offer you a natural nut bar chock full of healthy fats, minerals, and protein that meet your demands. Go to their website, www.terranut.com. You can order from them directly and they will ship it to you. Use my coupon code LOUMAVS and you will get a 25% discount on your first order. TerraNut Superfood Snacks, www.terranut.com. Don't forget to use coupon code LOUMAVS at checkout. Fuel your life.
Looking for some new podcasts to listen to? Well, look no further than the Ratsaw Review Network. Ratsaw Review is taking over the podcast world with plenty of shows to choose from within their network of entertaining programming, including the flagship show, Ratsaw Review, with Wayne Noon, Greg Noggle, and Lou Mavs, as well as occasional co-hosts Manny Mejias and James Lilquist. We also have the official Ratsaw Review spin-offs, such as Album vs. Album, Screams from the Grave, where we discuss beloved yet forgotten hard rock and metal albums of the past, and a King Diamond podcast called This Broadcast Belongs to Them. We've also got Old Man Metal's Musings, the Metal Thrashing Nerd podcast with Metal Thrashing Mike, the Timo Tolkki podcast featuring Stradivarius and Avalon founding member Timo Tolkki, the BS Sessions with Mark and Jerry, Just the Cheese Please, a podcast dedicated to cheesy films of the 1980s with Tara J. and Adam, and the Music is Live podcast with Lou Mavs. The Ratsaw Review Network is your go-to one-stop shop for the best podcasts out there today. Go to ratsawreview.com for more info. And to find out where you can find, follow, subscribe, and comment on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and all streaming platforms. The Ratsaw Review Network. We're taking over.
Ladies and gentlemen, how do?
We are ready and waiting for you now. If it's a fight that you deceive, we've acquired our strength through pain. No more are we pathetic game. You are the reason why we claim that we've all become this way. And I regret this prison that I created for myself. Who can it be? Who makes us cry? Won't save us from ourselves. I close my eyes and then I pray that revenge can be as sweet as it sounds. We are the rebels that force from your hate as you play on. Someone to fight with you, to argue to, or make them all yell. My heart still beats, my eyes still cry, and I can't forgive you for this.
Let's all put it on the table and stand up if you're able. We need to survive somehow.
Music is Live podcast. That's the first time the talent's actually done the countdown for me. I'll leave it in, scratch it. Music is Live podcast. This is your host, Lou Mavs. Check out everything you need to know about the show over at musicisLivepodcast.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Sygnal To Noise is a band that gained my attention thanks to Michael Brandvold marketing. Their new album, Human Condition, is currently out with their lead single, Let Me In, breaking into the Billboard Top 100. Finally, a rock single in the Billboard Top 100.
Correct.
And was the sixth most added single for Metal Contraband in its release. Shout out to my friends Muncie Ritchie and Chelsea Nelson Fernandez. In a day with many fabricated cookie cutter carbon copies, say that 3 times fast, it is good to see some original modern hard rock music infecting the mainstream again. And their track record definitely speaks of great accomplishments, having opened for King's X, Lita Ford, Bret Michaels, Saving Abel, Saliva, Power Man 5000, Winger, Buck Cherry, Avenged Sevenfold, Volbeat, Alter Bridge, Disturbed, Killswitch Engage, Hell Yeah, rest in peace, Vinnie Paul, Trivium, Flaw, Soiled, John 5, Blackstone Cherry, and more. From their debut EP, Without Color, Sygnal To Noise has been a band that's constantly evolving and proving great melodic hooks and crunching riffs still have a place in today's musical landscape. Human Condition is released by Dark Star Records and is available through the band's website. Links in the description below. Buy it now, it's worth it. Today, I'm proud to have on the show Sygnal To Noise bassist Breanne, aka Breezy Powell, and lead singer Coopa.
Hey.
How we doing?
I hope that was a good intro.
Made it sound awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you are awesome. You don't need me to make you sound awesome. The music itself, it speaks for itself. It's great stuff. And again, I really got to shout out Michael Brandvold for bringing you to my attention. He sent me a list of artists to look up, and yours was the first one that stuck out because I liked the name. And I said, that one. And I haven't put the CD down since. So great stuff.
Very cool. Thank you. That's
No
badass.
problem. So I'm hoping that we could definitely turn more ears onto your music with this interview. So if all is good with you, we'll begin. Just please give us a little background to what we know now as the band Sygnal To Noise, where the band met, how it met, and what drew you together.
Well, the band was formed in technically 2012, but then officially 2013, we started really doing shows and being out there. So we've been a band a while. I've gone through a few lineups over the years, and this is the current incarnation of the band, and in my opinion, the best one.
And Bree, how long have you been officially in the band? Since what year?
2.5 years. It was February of 2020, right?
Yeah, it was it like right just
February.
pre-pandemic, like
right before COVID.
just boom.
February before COVID hit, so it was like February 2020.
We were just getting ready to go on tour too. We had everything lined and came all the way up here to where we're located, up here in Maine, and we were just getting ready to go on the road. And she joins the band. We're all set up for a big tour, and then boosh, it's locked down. And so we just started writing. We just started writing all the time.
And that's what came out.
This album came out of that.
Yep.
25 other songs we haven't.
Yeah, about 2 more albums.
Yeah, we got about 2 more albums worth of material we're sitting on.
So all you just have to do is just go into the studio, record, and go. You already have them.
Right,
correct.
That's awesome. This is album full length number 2 or 3 at this point, correct?
Full length, it's number 2, technically.
Oh, yeah.
We have 2 EPs, and then this is our second full length album.
Right. So no sophomore slump here. Incline. And Bree, I really got to put over your bass skills. Great job.
You're so much.
Yeah, she's a monster.
So 2 full lengths and 2 EPs since 2014 with steady gigging. We all know that for musicians today, it's a lot more challenging for original rock bands to break out, especially in a climate where people would honestly rather watch a cover band or get a subscription to Spotify. What was the uphill climb for the band to get to this point?
To be honest, I think with us, we just try to ignore all that crap. And we just play. We go out there and grind.
Arts.
Yeah, we just, we do a lot of we'll do some small club tours and just grind and just push it live, because live in the clubs, we sell tons of CDs. People seem to show up. They love it. They're all about it. On the internet scape, everything's clicky. But I think deep down when you get, human element, when you're actually with people, they're all about it. There's tons of rock fans out there. They love it. It's just, you got to get to them now. It's a little different than back in the day when people would just rush out to go see bands. Now you have to you got to go to them. You got to get out there.
Mike Brandvold put it best himself when I had him on my podcast. He basically said, you got to go and play where music's thriving. Touring is imperative, whether you're doing weekends or whatever it is. Just go out and keep playing and get your stuff out there. Do you think any practices of the past are still relevant today?
Touring. That's probably the one thing that was relevant when the music industry started and is still relevant. You have to get out and tour. You've got to play. That's where you get out and see the fans face to face. That's where you get the response, the reactions. That's where you can sell stuff. That's still still so incredibly important. I mean, if a band today can't get out and tour, the honest truth is you're going to go nowhere. You got to be able to tour. If you're serious, you have to be a touring band. And that means you've got to play the hole in the wall places to 50 people. You don't get to be a band that thinks, oh, I want to buy on or I want to be an opener on a major tour. Just like working in the music industry, you got to pay your dues. You got to work your way up to those opportunities. Overnight success is 10 years in the making for so many bands. So it might look like overnight they went from nothing to superstars, but you haven't been paying attention to them for the last 10, 20 years where they were slugging it out, playing to 10 people, playing county fairs, playing to nobodies. That's the one aspect of the music industry that's still the same.
It's not like back in the day when, albums actually sold. And, I remember being a kid and there was nothing cooler than new album day. And you go to the record store and, you buy your favorite album and you go hang out with your buddies and you read all the liner notes and you crank it all friggin' day and you steal your dad's beers. And it was awesome. So those days have kind of gone out. You got to get out there live and just grind it. You do it because you love it, not to make money, not to have fame or any of that crap. It's all about just, we're not making money at this, you know what I mean? But we don't care. We're doing it because we just love to do it.
Hoping that we gain fans in the process.
Yeah, it's all about the ears. If the more ears we can get, the happier we are. Yeah, that's it.
I love that. That's a very honest take to today's musical climate. At this point, it's like you go out and play because you love it. It'd be great for every band that goes out to make money, and I wish that for them. But it's not a ridiculous notion idea to work a full-time job and go out and play whenever it's available. So, I think that the fact that you guys are grinding, that's awesome. If you ever come to New York, the Long Island area, please let me know. I'd love to come and support.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Speaking of covers pertaining to the last question, there's a great cover on one of your past releases of Billy Squier's Lonely Is the Night. It was on your debut LP, Horns High. This, I remember growing up, was an FM radio staple back in the day. Every classic rock radio station plays it today.
It's a hard time to fight when the walls are closing in. Call it what you like.
I loved it. I thought it was a great updated take on it. What was the impetus for Sygnal to Noise to record a Billy Squier song?
I'm a huge Billy Squier fan. So it's completely selfish reasons. I just absolutely love him. I think he's a phenomenal songwriter. I wanted to do it. I love the tune. And all the guys were like, yeah, let's do it. And my big thing is, if you notice in the beginning of it, we made sure we added the telly in there and tried to replicate his sound in the very beginning of the song, that classic intro. And then after that, we tried to make it our own, just make it a little heavier, a little more fun. But I didn't want to take too much away from the trick to doing covers is you want to pay homage to the artist you're covering. You don't want to go so out of the box where you're just like ruining you know what I'm saying? So it's a delicate balance of just trying to pay tribute and justice to the original artist, but still try to make it your own a little bit. Right. But I thought we accomplished it. It's a cool rock song. It's fun.
I would say you did accomplish it. So great job on that. Like I said, I loved it. What I like about Sygnal to Noise is that it has this driving, crunching sound with, again, Bree, a great rhythm section going on. Then you hear your vocals, Coopa, and the melodies are out of this world. The vocal phrasing, the lyrics, the performance. I think it's what separates your band from every other band that's out there. What would you say your biggest influences for vocal melodies are?
Queen.
That's a pretty good one.
Freddie's my favorite singer of all time. Queen's my favorite band of all time. So
agreed.
I'm a musician because of Queen.
And you, Bree, who would you say your biggest bass influences are?
Bass influences. Queen is my favorite band as well, but as far as bass influences, I mean they range all over the spectrum. I don't really have a favorite. I try to take in as different people's like opinions and outlooks on things, and just try to do my own style. But I mean, there's just so many of them, to be honest.
There are a lot.
I don't know.
The band's a mush of. I mean, for me, if I had to pick some standout bands, just besides Queen, it would be. I mean, Queen, The Beatles, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Motley Crue for their visuals and their stage personas and the fun that they always brought to rock.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Ozzy.
Yeah, this is.
I love the Police.
A lover of all music.
Yeah.
It's not like one we have.
Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, it's all over.
Gotta love Blue Eyes, man.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah, we're a mess. We're all over the place.
Listen, I always say the best music comes from like a melting pot of the best influences, and like, you know, you kind of throw them against a wall and, you know, you see what sticks. Definitely the band's got the right influences. I got to ask, where are you currently? Are you on tour?
Right now we're at a club. We're in Manchester, New Hampshire at a club called Jewel. We're getting ready to play a show.
Very cool. Is it local acts opening up, or is it part of a package tour?
It's a package. We're with 96 Bitter Beings.
Chad Ginsburg, CKY, right.
His new band. And then there's some other bands on the bill as well. So it's like 5 of us all together on it.
Very cool. Well, I has the tour been going well?
We're just doing this one-off show with them. I don't know where they're. I think they're national. I think they're just nationally touring, I believe.
Yeah, we don't.
I don't know what all their dates are.
Yeah, we was asked to come in.
Yeah, we were just asked to do this one-off show, so we're doing this, and then we don't officially go out until October.
So I definitely hear an evolving sound with the band, and so that from the beginning, your songs sound like they could be played on the radio from day one. But with this new album, Human Condition, it sounds like you're telling radio, okay, we wrote songs that you could play. Now you have no choice but to play us because these songs hold up. I want to hear these songs on the radio, and I think you guys accomplished that. In other words, you want stations to come to you and say, we need this in our rotation. When it comes to the songwriting process, how do you keep pushing so that the skill doesn't become cumbersome for the band?
We don't think about it. I just, a lot of the times, whether it's somebody has a riff and we're in the room and we just feed off that riff, or I write the song at my house and I bring it to the guys, and then they put their love on it. We do it that way. We just don't make rules. We just, if we all like it, that's what we play. We don't listen to mainstream radio. So I don't even know what's considered cool, or we don't pay attention to any of that.
Well,
so
it's funny. We're number 5 on the indie label charts on Billboard right now. So, so we are getting played across the nation, but so we keep getting the radio stations added to plan, bits of the album. So we're so thankful about that. But so I'm sure people's heard us on some stations, I'm sure, but we just love it. It's a lot of fun, a lot of pleasure.
Yeah, there's just no rules in writing. I just like to just, if I write 5 ballads, then so be it. It's 5 ballads, or 5 crazy heavy songs. That's what it is. I think a good song's a good song, regardless of, when you try to put yourself in a box, you're like, oh, we should probably stick to this because everybody's doing this now. By the time you get there, that train's already sailed, and then there's a whole new thing happening. So then you're always behind the train, so to speak. So I tend to just ignore all of that and just write.
Try to set the example.
Yeah, be the example instead of following it.
I think that's a great point. Being the example and setting the standard as opposed to following suit. And thank you for preaching that philosophy. I wish more people felt that way.
I think there's a lot of bands out there doing the same. I know there is, because we play with them all the time. We play with, there's so many talented bands out there that people just don't realize are here. And that's because there's too many people just clicking on Spotify and not really reaching out and going to these clubs and seeing all these bands, which is back in the day, that used to be a thing. So I'm hoping that comes back, that excitement of wanting to get out and exposing your ears to new music, not cover tunes.
Yeah,
I completely agree. And I mean, I'm old school. I still believe in owning the physical copy of something, whether it's new or whether it's old.
The artwork, if it's digital, that doesn't.
Right.
Not only that, when I was a kid, I would look at the album cover and absorb it in. I loved the artwork. I mean, I grew up loving Iron Maiden, so of course I'm going to love the artwork. But, as you see, there's 2 guitars behind me. I'm a guitar player myself. So, I also made it a point to study liner notes, like where do they record? What equipment did they use? Who do they thank? I'm a geek for that stuff. Some people are, geeks for their favorite teams. Some people are geeks for their favorite comics. I'm a music geek, and I have no shame in that.
Awesome.
No, yeah, I still am too.
Yeah, as well.
I love, I mean, physical, plus I feel at some point, you know, not to sound conspiracy theorist, but I feel at some point this digital thing's going to collapse and people are going to miss and want, and the people that still have the physical of everything are going to like shine. Because I was going to be like, oh my God, you got the physical of that. I lost all my, I mean, all it takes is, you know, heaven forbid some EMP pulse or something to happen and all your download crap's gone. And then what do you got? You got nothing.
It's funny that you mentioned that because it's the reason why I even started buying physical media again, because there were so many albums that I wanted to hear that weren't available on Apple Music. It wasn't available on Spotify. The only place you could stream it is YouTube. But, you know, it's like, you know, you want to listen to the song, not have to like, you know, watch it and get interrupted with a million ads. Thank God for websites like Discogs, because I was able to buy my entire discography that I had to hawk at one point just to make room in my apartment. Now I'm getting them all back. And, you know, every time I hear of a new band, it's like, okay, do they have a band camp? Let me buy their CD. Oh, are they coming down and performing? Let me go buy a ticket and go support them. Let me buy a CD. So yeah, no, to me, physical media, I value it more than anything. And, you know, it's crazy that even vinyl has really made a surgence.
That's one thing I'm happy about the hipsters. They made records cool again.
Right.
All the young hipster kids brought all the record thing back.
The opening track, Human Condition. So this is the first track that I heard from you guys. And it really struck me because it points out how crazy things have gotten with mass consumption of mainstream media and it clouding people's better judgment. And you execute the song without pandering or grifting to the listener and letting them kind of come up with their own opinions and not care what the next person thinks, which I find that really refreshing. I especially love the line, when they throw their hate at you, show them what a positive voice can do. I love that line. And thank you for writing it. It makes more sense than what most, I'm not afraid to say it, political jackass hacks on TV, you know, say nowadays. And my question is, what made the band kind of decide to say, okay, let's try the song out. It's a banger. Let's open up the album with it.
I had it all written. I brought it to these guys, and I didn't even know if they were going to like it. I just knew it was kind of, I mean, I write everything on an acoustic, so I don't know how I have an idea how it's going to sound when they all start putting their meat and potatoes to it, but I don't, you know, when you write on an acoustic guitar and you bring it to the band, everybody plugs in, it's going to have a different, but I heard it as a heavy, and I was hoping they were going to dig it, and they did. They didn't, but they didn't even know what the lyrics were at the time. They were just, oh, I love the riff. It's everybody just put their parts to it, and we did it. And then once I showed them the lyrics, and they were like, oh, that's fitting. My take on that song was I picked no side, left, right, whatever. That's the point of all of it. It's ridiculous. Like, it's just silly, all of it. Everybody on the left thinks they're right. Everybody on the right thinks they're right. And then when the reality is they're both right and wrong. And the problem is, I remember, maybe I'm just aging myself, but I remember when the news was actual just news. Hey, this happened today. You guys make your own opinion about it. Here it is. Just blank news. But instead, now we get narrative news. We get whatever side you're watching, you get their version of what they want you to see as news. And this the whole pandemic thing really opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. And it made me realize, like, I'm tired of being lied to. You know, everything from fall to science. Well, who's science? Or actual science? Because where I remember going to school and learning about science, any conclusion of anything takes multiple minds mulling over it and everybody talking about it and coming to one conclusion amongst everyone, not one side. You don't have two scientists saying it's this, and then the other scientists go, okay, we'll follow you two. That's not how it works. So I was just frustrated with all of it. I just thought it was all just a farce and silly. So that's what the song's about. It's about just kind of telling everybody to just open your damn eyes and your mind and wake up and be your own person. Use common sense. If you want to be, if you choose to be scared and wear a mask or do this, you have a right to do that and do that. And if you choose not to, you have a right to do that as well. Right. And neither side is right or wrong. Live your life for you. Don't listen to the asshats on the television. That's my take.
Thank you. Thank you for being a band that has common sense in your music. I feel like crying right now. I'm so happy about this. Thank you. Whatever path you guys take, God bless you. That's all I'm going to say. And much success.
Thank you.
other notable songs are the single Let Me In, which is catchy. And again, congrats on breaking the Billboard singles chart.
Standing right here just to be by your side. Oh, yeah. Let me in.
Also, I love Father's Talk, which as a father to a 4-year-old daughter, it hits home.
In the beginning, that's my 7-year-old daughter. And the girl that talks at the end, that's my 18-year-old daughter.
That's a very nice way to bookend it. That's a really nice dichotomy there. For me, as a father to a 4-year-old, as I said, it really hits home. And me personally, I'm always learning things as I'm going along while I'm raising my daughter to be respectful and respectable. But my favorite track on the album, and I love them all, but this track really stuck out to me. I would have to say it's the track titled A Path to Follow. And I say that as a fan who thinks there's not, again, I emphasize not one bad song or piece of filler on the entire record. But this song in particular spoke to me because I saw the range of your voice, the vocal melodies, again, the rhythm section, very driving and just, strong and hard hitting and soaring guitars. Do you feel that this album best defines Sygnal To Noise now, or do you think that particularly with this album, you've kind of solidified your mark in the world of music and you're going to continue with this direction?
That's a really good question. I don't know if we're necessarily gonna. I don't see. Again, we don't think that way, so I don't know what the next album is. We don't really judge we just write. So I have no idea. The next album might be close to this. More than likely, it probably won't be. It'll probably be. I mean, we're always going to be melodic. I'm an adamant fan of melody and good lyrical content, so that's never going to change. But as far as sound, I have no idea. I don't know. Path to Follow, I'm glad you picked that. That's my favorite on the album as well. That and Moonlight. Moonlight I wrote for my lady, so that's very personal. And Path to Follow is written an homage to my grandmother who raised me, who sadly passed away quite a few years back. So that's my tribute to her, letting her know that how much I respect her and miss her and love her.
That's beautiful. I mean, I have to admit, I think I listened to the song 10 times before I listened to the rest of the album. I'm like, no, I gotta listen to the full thing. But I think I had it on repeat in my car, just like I gotta hear that again. I gotta hear that again. I gotta hear it again. And normally if I do that, that means okay, I love the album. Thank you for that. You made me listen to a song more than 5 times on one record, so that was great.
I'll take that.
Yes.
I'll take that. Thank you.
How has it been working with Mr. Michael Brandvold regarding album promotion?
Oh, he's awesome.
He's
I mean,
amazing.
it's not a. I mean, it goes without saying. Michael's the man. He knows what he's doing. He just tells we hire him. He tells us what to do, and we just do it. We shut up and do it because he's been in the business. He knows what he's doing. We don't, so we do what he says. Can't go wrong with that, I think.
Well, he did work with a particular band from New York on the reunion tour. Oh, what was the name of that band? Oh, they were Smooch, right? Smooch, is that what they're called? No, it's Kiss. We all know it. But yeah, big shout out to Michael, great guy. So I gotta ask, I mean, I know right now, you're doing local gigs, national gigs. Are there any cities or countries or any venues in particular that you would look forward to performing in that you haven't yet?
Anywhere. We'll play somebody's, we'll go play somebody's bar mitzvah, barbecue. We're not picky. We'll play any state, any country. Don't care. I'm not saying they would play a bar mitzvah, but we would play one.
We'd do it.
We might scare a few people, but we'd play it. Well, bar mitzvahs can get pretty rowdy.
They could, absolutely.
But you should consider playing some Greek weddings in New York. I promise you, they'll throw money at you. Even they'll pay you and throw more money at you. I promise.
Sign us up. We're there.
You mentioned that you have fall plans to tour behind Human Condition. Are you at liberty to discuss who you're touring with or what venues you're hitting up?
We're just going out grinding on our own for this little one because we got stuff slated for next year with some nationals. So for right now, we're just going to go out and just grind the small club scene just by ourselves.
Well, I hope one of those areas is definitely the metropolitan area of New York. So, if you come to Long Island, Brooklyn, or, New Jersey, Manhattan even. I would definitely love to come check it out.
We'll probably be in Jersey. We play in Jersey. We played Jersey a bunch of times. We played the Brighton Bar a bunch of times, and then we also played the Jersey Shore, the festival they do there. I'm forgetting the name of it.
Stone Pony Summerfest, I think.
What was that festival we played in Jersey? On the beach. I can't remember. What was that festival called? Do you remember in Jersey we played? Anyway, yeah, I digress. None of my crew remembers.
Then you must have had a really good time if nobody remembers.
Yeah.
Remember, you never have a good time somewhere if you remember it.
That's valid.
That's valid.
My final question to you is, if people want to know more about Sygnal To Noise, where can they find you on the internet?
SignalToNoise.com, and that's with a Y, SYGNAL, tonoise.com. All of our videos, all of our links to our Facebooks, Instagrams, Twitters, everything's on our website.
And again, links in the description below. Mark Coopa, and Breanne Breezy Powell, Sygnal To Noise. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. I'm so glad that we had this chance to meet. I love your band, and I wish you so much success. And yeah, I'll definitely look forward to come checking you guys out when you come around this area.
Absolutely,
Nice.
man. It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. If you want to find out more about the Music is Live podcast, check out my link tree, Music is Live podcast, and check out our parent network, the Ratsaw Review Network, over at Ratsaw Review. Once again, thanks to Coopa and Breezy from Sygnal To Noise for coming on the show. And don't forget, all art is valid. Cheers.
Bye. Thank you.